Hello dear students, welcome to this first tutorial on how to narrow down your research interests into specific research topics. So here the challenge many learners have to face is finding a concept that has been studied before that is related to your interests, to the things that you have observed as part of your observation practicum or the observations that you have done of a reality, of an educational reality. So the challenge here is to find a concept that is based on theory. And how can you do that? You can go to Eric Thesaurus in Google. You will see first this website, and it will show you two options, collection and thesaurus. So collection is a collection of articles um, that are peer reviewed. It means that they have been evaluated by scientists and they have been chosen to be published, so they are reliable, and full text, which means that you have the possibility to download the whole text. Sometimes you only find the abstract, which is useful when you want to get a general idea, but it's always better to have the full text. But this is the second step, right? Because if you don't know the concept, you cannot look for the article. So first you need to find the concepts that are based on theory that have been researched before that are connected to your interests. So let's suppose that you're interested in fostering students' participation or you want to know more about students' participation. So the first hint here is don't look for phrases, look for the keyword. For example, participation. Here I click on search and I chose include synonyms and the terms. So that term is a thesaurus descriptor which is no longer used to tag any content but remains in the thesaurus to aid in searching older records. So it will broaden the search if you choose the option of including the terms because it will look for old sources. This is a way in which you can track terms and the origins of a theory. So it's a good idea to choose also this possibility. I chose here participation and it provided me with all the possible kinds of participation. Let's suppose that you are interested in classroom participation. So it gives you two synonyms, class activities, student participation. Let's suppose that you choose class activities. So here you have broader terms, narrower terms, doesn't apply, and related terms. So you have class newspapers, class projects, classroom activities, classroom games, classroom participation, and other related terms. Here, dramatic play, friend, field trips, learning activities, play. So here is where you start asking yourself, what am I interested in? I don't know about what active learning means, so let's read about that. So you click there and you have once you have active learning, that is the general terms, you can start searching for more specific terms. So you have inquiry-based, project-based, activity units, authentic learning, probably click there, experiential learning, discovery learning. Suppose we want to click here. There you have more. Activity units, adventure education, learning centers, learning strategies, Montessori method. Let's suppose you want to know more about that. Early childhood education, Montessori school, sensory experience. So you choose one of these topics that is interesting for you. Or you can, if you have the time, it would be ideal if you could explore all the unknown topics. So that in the end, you choose the one that's closest to what you are observing in the practicum and what is your interest. Okay, let's suppose that you want to focus on the materials, kinesthetic perception, hands-on science, experiential learning. So you choose one of these, and with this term, for example, experiential learning, you can start looking for articles. But when you're looking for the articles, you should choose peer-reviewed only, the ones that are evaluated, and full text, the ones that you can download. And here you have the possibilities. Here you have so here it's important to develop the skill of inferring the content out of the title analysis. For example, we are focused on experiential learning. So the relationship between experiential learning and career outcomes for alumni of international development. This is not the kind of population you are observing, so probably this is not going to help you much. So we reject this option. Let's check the other one. Okay, it was published last year. It's a good source because here you're gonna have like the latest released, the latest advanced in the field. Let's check the title. Reflections on Experiential Learning in an Undergraduate Global Health Course, Bringing the Workplace into the Classroom. So workplace, health course, not really related to languages. Undergraduate is related, but not the other keyword, so I would reject that possibility as well. Instructors' contribution to prospective teachers' experiential learning in pre-service secondary school teachers, pre-service secondary school teacher. You're not observing secondary school teachers, so probably not related. Academic staff induction and assessment on implementing experiential learning. This is more like teachers training. So if you're focused on teachers training, if that's your interest, this could be a good source. The effect of experiential learning on an adversity quotient on problem-solving ability. This could be focused on students. Let's read a little bit more about it, and this could be one possibility. Lived experiences of online and experiential learning programs in 4 undergraduate professional programs. This could be related. Right now, you are observing undergraduate students because you are observing teacher professors from the bachelor program, so it's connected to the same population. And here in the university, we use online resources, so it's connected to the resources we have at hand. And so this could be also useful for you. Graduate marketing students not related. Debriefs of experiential learning in skills-based health education not related. Experiential learning activities for development of core competence. Technical students in Vietnam not related. Um, Agriculture students. So this is the way in which you start choosing the articles that could be useful for you because they have a topic that applies for the population that you are observing and they are related to the concept that you found in the thesaurus. This is one way. The other way is, for example, you can go to an academic journal. This is the one I have told you about in class, for example, ICALA. It is released by Universidad de Antioquia, and I told you before, it is indexed in one of the most important indexers in the world, which is Scopus. It means that many people cite this website, and it's peer-reviewed, which means that it's a reliable scientific source. So here you can choose in search, and you have experiential, which was the topic you discovered in the thesaurus, learning. Let's see, experiential learning. And here it will show you the articles that have been published connected to that topic. Promoting the use of metacognitive and vocabulary learning strategies in 8th graders. You could read this, and although right now you're not observing it, 8th graders, it is very focused on ELT, English language teaching. And this is the reason why I advise you to go to the journals directly, because you will find articles that are focused on our field of study, our field of work. Another one, when it was released, it was published in 2019, last year. Beliefs and practices concerning academic writing, not related that much if you're not really interested in academic writing. So you start applying the same skill, like inferring, taking the keywords out of the title and finding the connection with your key concept, the one that you discovered in Eric Thesaurus, and with your interest, with the things that you are observing in your practical. So this is the end of the first tutorial. I hope you find it useful and it really helps you in your search for examples of research works and also examples on how to choose a topic and how to talk about a topic in connection with your interest.